next season, I would say, all right, give it to Dusty for a couple of years, and let's see what he can do.
That's exactly what I would have done.
But the Mets still need to plan for the future. It's still a young-ish team.
I could see that if you had rookies coming up, but
they don't.
They don't, and so why would you want?
They have
Rosario,
Ahmed Rosario, and Dominic Smith, and that's pretty much.
Why
it.
would you want a guy like?
They don't
Dusty
have a lot
Baker,
of prospects.
Who's a seasoned veteran in the managerial sense.
It's 2 seasons. That's why.
So 2 seasons.
Then again, they wanted a younger voice, and they wanted somebody who's a little more involved in analytics than Terry Collins was. That was something that they had mentioned at least a month ago. In fact, Christie had written that, but they wanted a younger voice. They didn't want another. I hate to say it, but another senior citizen. Terry Collins and Dusty Baker are the same age.
Right.
So Terry just got kicked up to the front office. Who knows what his job is going to be next year? But Dusty Baker would represent similar thinking to what they had in Terry Collins, and that's not what the Mets wanted. I got to be honest. I was all prepared when I first heard this to just give the Mets all kinds of grief, and to say, what are they doing? What kind of mismanagement is this franchise going through? But everything about this move says, you know what? Good for them. They're taking a shot with this guy. He is a guy who he's people talk about he's energetic, he's upbeat. It remains to be seen how long it's going to take for the Mets franchise to beat that out of him. But he is a guy who can change culture, and that's what the Mets need. Might be the biggest thing of all that they need is they need a guy to change the attitude, be it in the clubhouse or around the franchise. There's so much negativity around the Mets. And most of that has to do with injuries. It's because guys keep getting hurt. I mean, you remember how it was in July and August. It seems like a Met player was getting hurt every other day.
Almost on purpose.
Well, not on purpose, but
way.
But that's what was going on. And at some point, all of that negativity just kind of envelops a club, and you can't get rid of it. So this, to me, as much as this guy, like I said, has been spoken about as a manager for the future and as somebody who definitely was going to have a job sometime this offseason, I think it's a great roll of the dice by the Mets. The only problem that you have with this guy is that he hasn't managed.
No.
And he doesn't have that kind of experience. I mean,
not even minor league manager.
Ideally, you would like to get a guy who has managerial experience, especially at the major league level. But you know what? Hire a good bench coach.
But my other question,
and go from there.
My other question.
Go ahead.
You said that the Yankees are definitely going to sign Girardi.
Yes.
Girardi. But what happens? Well, he doesn't. But he was available. Wouldn't it be perfect for the Mets?
I hadn't really thought about it. I don't think Girardi would take the job, to be honest with you.
It depends.
There were a couple other guys, like Brad Ausmus, said no to the Mets. Told him, I'm not even going to. Don't even want to interview.
I just think that if he would have turned down the let's say they had a breakdown about money. Let's just say that. I don't know. And
the Yankees and Girardi?
Yeah.
Why would he be going to the Mets then?
Well,
you just shot your theory in the foot.
But I'm just saying, the Mets need Mets signing. If they had signed Girardi, if they could, I should say.
So the Yankees say no to $5 million, but the Mets say, "Hey, Joe, we'll give you $6 million."
Yeah,
not even close. Come on, it's the Mets.
You don't know that the Mets have changed. They're back with their money. The Madoff deals have all been paid off. Or maybe not.
No, I guarantee you that nothing against Mickey Callaway. I doubt he's making more than $2 million a year on this job.
Maybe
because he wants his first job. He wants to be a manager.
You mean he didn't get the Willie Randolph contract?
He's 42 years old.
You mean he didn't get the Willie Randolph contract?
I don't even know what that.
It was
means.
Like 100,000. It was like
because Willie wanted to manage.
He was minimal.
He had so many interviews for jobs and had gotten passed over for jobs. He just wanted to manage.
And he took the worst contract, and then
took a bad contract, and then look how the Mets treated him.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
I'm still upset that Willie is not signed to manage another team. Yeah.
It is what it is, brother.
Anyway,
Willie's starting to get up there in age a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break right now. You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC. If you have a comment or question, give us a call, 516-572-6710. 888-866-7440.
It's now easier to listen to the voice of Nassau Community College on your phone.
Stay connected to your favorite radio station anywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app.
Never miss shows like the Nassau Morning Madhouse, It's Saucy, or the Radio Rumble Again.
Streaming 24/7, 365. Listen to WHPC everywhere.
iHeartRadio is radio and unlimited music all in one app.
Listen live now in the iHeartRadio app and at iHeartRadio.com.
Just search for 90.3 WHPC.
Success, noun, the fact of getting or receiving wealth, respect, or fame.
Succeed, verb, to do what you are trying to do.
Success story, noun, a successful person or thing, such as someone or something that has achieved a goal.
Hi, I'm Bill Horan, the host of The Secrets of Success, and I invite you to do more than just read a dictionary to learn about success. If you want to achieve your goals in life, listen to the tips, secrets, strategies, and habits of some of the world's most successful people, and hear about the obstacles they had to overcome to attain their dreams. Start your own journey to success. Tune in to The Secrets of Success, Wednesday afternoons at 4 and Sunday mornings at 7:30 on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
All hit music.
For all those songs radio has forgotten about. Join me, Big Ed, Mondays from 10 a.m. till noon for The Good Gold Show. We'll bring back all the great hits of the 50s, 60s, 70s, and more. The sounds of doo-wop to disco, all the Motown, soul, and great rock and roll. We'll even take your requests and dedications to The Good Gold Show.
Music.
On the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app.
Big Ed. Welcome back to From the Press Box. I am Rob Leonard. Joining me, of course, is Tim Leonard, my co-host.
How you doing?
And award-winning sports writer. And yes, he's my brother. And Tim, you're at Twitter. What's your handle?
I'll be at Real Tim Leonard.
That's very cool. We should say Big Ed coming up next at 10 o'clock with the Good Gold Show. This is From the Press Box here every Monday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Available on Spreaker.com and also iTunes for a podcast later on today. If you miss it or want to re-listen to it or whatever, if you're our family, and maybe they'll listen to it. I don't know. Is Cousin Danny still listening?
I don't know. It just tells you, the Facebook Live just tells you when people have entered the chat. It doesn't tell you if they're still.
Oh, okay, well,
there's only so much room on a phone screen.
One thing I do want to say before we switch topics, Mickey Callaway, man, this guy has a well-trimmed beard.
This is important.
This is important. Look at that. Look at that. It almost looks like it's you know that magnet game as a kid? You make a beard with someone?
Here,
that's what it looks like.
I'll show the people on Facebook Live.
Yeah, so.
See, there's Mickey Callaway's beard. It's a good beard.
It is. I mean, I can't do that with the trim.
You gotta give him style points for the beard.
You have to have that right level on the trimmer.
And a 4-11 record with a 6.27 ERA and 40 major league appearances for Mickey Callaway.
Yeah, he didn't pitch much.
He didn't distinguish himself.
But then again, neither did Casey Stengel. So a little bit.
Hey.
Anyway, a couple of things before we run out of time. We're at 17 minutes left on the show. The Giants, I almost don't want to talk about them.
Hashtag said.
24-7 they lost to Seattle. The only good thing about the Giants yesterday is when we passed MetLife Stadium, the game hadn't ended yet, and we didn't hit that traffic.
That would have just added to the nightmare that was the drive home.
Fortunately, people weren't leaving early, I guess is the best way to look at it.
Well, they were still in the game when we passed Giant Stadium.
It was like second quarter or something.
Yeah, or maybe the third. But, they were still where, as long as MetLife Stadium is still selling beers, Giants fans will stick around for until that portion of the game. And anyway.
So, I mean, what, they're 1-6.
1-6.
It's hard to believe that this team... Ben McAdoo must be packing his house right now. He's gone.
He should be.
He is gone. I hate to say it, Ben, but
Here's the problem that I see with the Giants. All right, 4 receivers get hurt last week.
I understand that.
All right, but now, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, including obviously Odell Beckham Jr., who's done for the season. The Giants was supposed to be a West Coast offense.
Which I said they should never have done.
They now have one legitimate receiver, and that is their rookie tight end, Evan Ingram. So what do you do when you're a West Coast offense and all of a sudden your quarterback has nobody to throw the ball to?
Yeah.
So, and I know this is you can't really plan for this because who plans for your wide receiving core to be just decimated and wiped out like a hurricane hit in 1 week? But this is where the Giants are. So the Giants now have basically had to revamp their offense and become a running team. And they are not built for that in any way. It just puts more pressure on an offensive line that already is known to be the weakest link of this team.
Yeah, this is...
And shines the spotlight on how important it is to have a good offensive line, which the Giants did nothing to address in the offseason.
No, and I hate to say it, this team... I mean, the Jets, and I thought they were going to win. I said this last week, that I thought they were going to win. They were winning. They were 14 points up on the fish, and then what happens?
The Jets yesterday were the very definition of choke.
Yes,
there's no other way to put it. They had a 14-point lead heading into the fourth quarter and allowed the Dolphins to outscore them 17-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
That is a choke. Plain and simple. There's no other way to put it. And I have conflicting feelings about this because I went into the season and I'm still of the mindset that I want the Jets to lose as many games as possible
Well, I
this
think
season.
the Giants are doing that. The problem is they're not going to need a quarterback in the next year's draft.
Yeah, they will.
Maybe
they will.
Maybe is Eli gone? You think?
I think he should be. I think you need to consider the future because Eli is like 37. He's not a young guy.
But does he still get around? I mean, he can't throw to anyone. So how can you judge him as a quarterback?
This has been going on for a couple of years.
Well, last year he wasn't good. But let's be honest.
Look at Eli's quarterback ratings.
I know that, but this West Coast offense is not meant for East Coast Eli.
It's supposed to be the best offense for Eli.
No
way. What quarterback doesn't want to be in an offense where you throw short passes and have a 65-70% completion rating?
21 out of 28, but you never get down to the end zone.
Perfect for a quarterback.
Yeah, you don't get to the end zone.
You don't get hit.
Yeah.
You throw quick passes, and somebody like Odell Beckham Jr. is supposed to turn some of those quick passes into touchdowns.
Yeah, well, it doesn't happen.
Well,
it hasn't happened, I should say.
It hasn't happened because now everybody's hurt. But the point is, and one reason it hasn't happened is because Eli hasn't been as effective in the last couple of years. Plain and simple.
So maybe the Giants then draft someone the way they drafted Eli back in the day.
It's entirely
and then
possible.
Kurt Warner teaches them, and then goodbye, Kurt.
Well, it's entirely possible. The Giants drafted the kid from Cal last year. I forget his name. Davis Webb, I think it is, something like that. So, but I don't know that they regard him as their quarterback of the future. But if things keep going the way they're going, you got to give this kid a couple of games at some point. And I'm talking like week 14, 15 or whatever. You have to give
week
the
11,
season
12.
a chance. Well, but whatever it is, but
if the Giants are 1-10, bring them in for a round.
Exactly. But if that's the case, you have to see what you have in this kid, first of all. But second of all, the Giants are going to be in a position to draft a franchise-type quarterback. Why would you not do that? If you have a top 5, you wind up with a top 5 pick in next year's draft, which is going to be quarterback-heavy and good quarterbacks.
Right, I know.
All right? Franchise quarterbacks. Why would you not draft a quarterback?
I agree.
When your quarterback is, I don't even, how old, find out check how old Eli is. What is he, 37, 38?
Yeah, 37.
He's not a young man. So why would, around the Patriots, they're talking about, when is Tom Brady going to retire? How long does he have? He's 40. He's 2 years older than Eli. So why do you wait? And Tom Brady takes exceptional care of himself and is in an offense that is built for him to succeed. And it's basically a West Coast type of offense where they run everything quick hits so Brady doesn't get crushed by defenders. So I don't see what the difference is. It's a situation where the Giants need to start planning for the future, and they need to figure out if this guy they drafted last year if he's going to be their guy, or if he's just going to be a career backup or whatever. But like I said, if you have a chance to draft a franchise type quarterback in the first round this coming season because you underperformed so extremely, then you need to do that.
Eli is 36 years old. He's
36
born
and what?
January 3rd, 1981. So this January 3rd, he'll be 37. When the season is over, he'll be 37.
Aging. And if can you find his career numbers there? Look at his quarterback ratings for the last few years. He's like in the 70s or 80s. I'm sorry to say, but Eli is no longer elite. It doesn't exist. And if you compare him to quarterbacks, here's the ironic thing. And I'm not suggesting